powerful for you.
It is. I mean, I am, like, we just got, I probably will be going to China in October because we're working with somebody who's hooking us up with the 7 major Chinese art schools. And, you know, the stuff all day Friday was spent revising some visas for some of the artists who come to the Rubin Museum.
Oh, yeah.
And Kathy's got very good relationships.
Out of Tibet? Or out of Nepal?
Tibet, Nepal, and Bhutan.
Bhutan.
But Kathy, who's our admissions director, has got very good relationship with Senator Leahy's office and Senator Sanders' office. So over the last bunch of years, she's really gotten her visa act together. So, you know, we can get things a lot faster and more effectively than we used to. But, because it's amazing. I was sitting around one night with a whole table full of people from other countries, Middle East and Africa and all that, and, you know, I've never thought about a visa. And the things that they have to go through, and the corruption.
Oh, yeah.
It's incredible.
You can buy your way to the front.
Yeah.
The front of the line.
And there wasn't...
Ek has, we have my roommate in high school who works now with Jimbo is Thai.
Yeah.
And he has the hardest time with visas.
Yeah.
Well, they do the Schengen visa for, like he's a Thai national, so in order to get to Europe, he has to get a Schengen visa.
What does Schengen mean?
It's an interesting question. It gives you a visa for all the European countries, but they've joined together and they call it a Schengen visa. Schengen. It's curious.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm interested that you talk about the community and the follow-up that the community does amongst itself, and because if people are here for 30 days and they are eating in this space here, and they are going to be sharing, and they will be becoming friends and sharing ideas. So I suspect that this is a hotbed of interchange, intercourse. Whatever.
It is, and regretfully, as an institution, we do nothing in terms of any effort through social media to continue that sense of community. And it's odd because the people sitting in this dining room are way ahead of us. They all have their own Facebook pages for this group, and they have alumni gatherings, and they are involved in joint shows and readings together. And the potential at all levels, I mean, I am either naive or arrogant enough to hope that we are, I mean, we tell people when they come, what we are making is community. What you, as the current members of the community, make is your own business. Because I said this to our board several years ago. McDowell was celebrating its 100th anniversary. And I said, if you went through their studios in 1907, or you went through their studios in 2007, what you'd see was very different. And the continuity, like in Taoism, they say the usefulness of this glass is in its emptiness. So as a community and an institution, what we essentially are building is a vessel. And it's incumbent upon us to offer an environment that has as much compassion and kindness and awareness and humor as possible. And so we say, we're not going to support your art. You're going to support your art. And we're certainly not going to support this. Oh, I'm suffering so for my art. But I said, you know, get a life. You know, you're all, I tell them this will be tomorrow night. When they come, I said, look, there's 75 of you sitting in this room. You all just got here. Some are here from last month, like the guy from Vietnam is here from last month, and the woman from Sweden is here from last month. I said, you all just got here, and you've made whatever compromises you've had to make with spouses, lovers, children, parents, pets, plants, employers, economics, and so you've carved out this precious time for yourself. Like if you come and to finish your film, it's an important time because you have this goal of what you're going to accomplish, and it's free time, and you won't have all the distraction. You won't have to deal with this guy, and you might actually, it might be very
Own
important
down.
to you.
Yeah, own it.
Okay,
In.
so everybody comes with that, and they've made a lot of compromise to get here, and then they suddenly end up, they're sitting in a room with 70, and they've traveled all day, and some of them travel for a couple of days, and you're sitting in a room with 75 strangers, and everybody's looking at each other, and it's like they're saying, are they going to like me? Am I going to like them? And since we intentionally make it a varied age group, in terms of our admissions policy, who are these people? Are they going to like my work? They don't look hip enough, or they look too hip. And, why the fuck did I do this anyway? I miss my lover or spouse or whatever. I miss my dog. It seemed like a great idea a year ago when I applied. And now I come and they put us in these monks and nuns cells. And I wish I wasn't here. I said, look, everybody goes through that. Just remember, as you're sitting here, thinking all that stuff, and about the struggle you're going to have, there are 6 billion other humans on the planet who couldn't care less. And half of them make less than $2 a day. And I think I've said, this is a standard rap now, so and I tell them, you all know this, but let's just think about it for a minute. Their struggle is for water and food and shelter and medicine and education and not getting bombed, and so we're just not going to be very...
We're not going to engage in that.
We're not going to engage in that. And so if you're suffering for your art, get a fucking life. Just work.
Yeah.
And,
Produce.
And, or just recognize that if you're in northern Vermont, which is a safe, pretty place, if you got good water, if you get 3 good meals a day, if you're in a community of 75 people who do not ask you stupid questions because they know what you're doing because they're doing the same thing, and if you're getting 10 to 12 hours a day in the studio, on the scale of human struggle, this doesn't come up very high. So, and this is where the appreciation of the opportunity to be here is like the appreciation of the opportunity to be on the planet in this human incarnation.
So it's more important than that. It's actually existential and primordial.
It may be. I'm an anti-intellectual.
It's a kind of a gift.
And so you see, Louise says, the reason we have been so successful is because I talk. You said, say something, you're going to run out of battery.
Bread of life.
Right. All right. No, but I'm saying, she says, you talk so much that finally people will do whatever you want if you'll just shut up.
But part of your gift is a chaining of ideas that you do. I mean, it's fresh.
Well, I think the thing is,
maybe you're repeating yourself.
I think the thing is, the chaining of ideas comes from lettuce in the teeth. What I like about a practice, and in 40 years I've never become a Buddhist, because I never want to appropriate somebody else's culture, or I don't want to chant in a funny language, or, because the Dalai Lama says my religion is kindness. So the chaining of the ideas, I think, comes from daily practice, daily meditation practice, but also I've gotten to a point now where I am essentially chanting all the time because of what you know about my family history. There was a lot of serious issues, which meant that I either, like I saw a Western shrink for 25 years, it's an overlap of 25 years of a shrink and 40 years of Buddhism. I either did something serious or, I was going to be dead. Because, like the genetic thing, I knew when I was younger, I could just get to that place where I just felt, okay, the family tradition is suicide, and I can see I can see it coming, because you just get to, I was talking to my great niece the other day, and her mother committed suicide, my sister, her grandmother committed suicide, my mother, her great-grandmother was at a funny farm for 40 years, so this girl she's not a girl, she's 42, and she's looking at that lineage, and, saying, what do I do with this? And I said, well, you got, like,
find your own self.
Yeah, I found I had to hook in, I needed a life preserver,